Hey folks, it's August 14th and it's a beautiful day. It's a beautiful day because today we get to learn all of the truth, one way or the other. It's no longer deniable by anyone. I've not been trying to deny it for a while, but it's completely undeniable. So a little bit of context. So last Friday, CUPW met with federal mediators and Canada Post met with federal mediators, and they established a couple of things. And that's that tomorrow, on August 15th, we are to be negotiating again, as well as Monday, August 18th. But a little bit of a problem has popped up. There are too many strikes for the Liberals' terrible planning to take care of itself. CUPE, specifically the flight attendants, served their 72 hours notice, and I think that expires Saturday or Sunday morning, and then they can go on strike. So the federal government, in their infinite wisdom, have said, you guys can't have these mediators anymore. There are more important things for them to be doing than resolving a 22-month strike, a 22-month contract problem with the Canadian Union of Postal Workers. Now the question is was this a last-minute decision by the Liberals, or have they always known? Have they always known that it was likely that there would be no resolution because they've already talked to the fat cats at Air Canada and have been told that they don't want anything to do with solving this properly? They want federal government interference. Just like they did with CN, just like they did with CP, just like they did with the dock workers, and just like they're doing with us. With us, it's been a little bit different because the company doesn't want arbitration because they can't prove anything that they want. I'm not sure what's going to happen with the flight attendants. But this is a hell of their own creation. Between the Liberals and the Conservative, which are both classified as neoliberal governments, they have created a situation where they have always interfered in our contract negotiations in pretty much my entire lifetime. And it's resulted in a situation where the company will never negotiate on any reasonable terms because they expect the government to be involved. But we've defeated the government in so many times that they've lost options. The 2012 court decision determined that they cannot send us back to work through legislation without giving us fair and equal representation in arbitration. And that's not what Canada Post wants. They don't want fair and equal representation because they will not be able to prove what they want. They can't send us back under 107 with arbitration because, again, Canada Post doesn't want arbitration. So what else have they tried? They've tried forcing us to vote. So this will be the 5th time that we voted to support our negotiating team and support our demands. Between the local GMMs where we created our demands, the regional conference where we created a package of demands that went to national office, the ratification vote for our demands, and then the strike vote to support our negotiators, and then finally the government's forced vote. That's 5 times that we've voted to support our demands. So they're tired and they're annoyed, and we're actually starting to get a little bit more wind under us because Canada Post has run out of options. We'll deal with October when that comes. The mandate review looks like it's going to be October, November, December, January, February, and March. So it'll be about 6 months. And we'll deal with that as it comes. I was just in a meeting today with regional presidents to talk about plans going forward. So the federal government's run out of tools. They've run out of options. So now they don't want to play ball. They're literally delaying us because they do not have any further options. The only option for them is to negotiate a contract, because if we go through arbitration, we will win. So that truth that we get to learn today is one that the federal government does not respect you. There is completely no respect. And like I've been saying for the last 2 years, we're not negotiating with Canada Post, we're negotiating with the federal government, the 100% shareholder in Canada Post. And their mission is to ruin the lives of 55,000 postal workers, take us from lower middle class employees and turn us into Amazon workers. That's their goal. Their goal is to make their friends lots and lots of money and potentially privatize us to make their friends even more money, which will result in no service outside of the city and expensive service for everyone in the city, including all the small businesses that make Canada work. The other truth of the matter is that we have been playing by the rules. We've been playing by the rules for the last 22 months. And it's gotten us to exactly where we were 22 months ago. I think back to the history of the Canadian Union of Postal Workers and how there have been times where we've not played by the rules and it's been effective, although it has had risks associated with it. But what other options do we have at this point? They are just not coming to the table. The government is not pushing them to do it because they don't want us to win. So what other options do we have? We can't go to court to make them come to the table. We can't sue the government because they have parliamentary immunity. We can't... I've said we should force them into consultation about negotiations, but what's that going to do? So there's some choices you guys need to make. Do we just keep sitting here, waiting, and following the rules, or not?